Barhapidam Natvar Vapu Karanayo Karanikaram Vibhradvasah Kanakakapisham Vaijayanti Chamala Randhran Venu Radhar Sudhaya Purayan Gopavrindair Vrindaranyam Svapadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirtihi Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvangha Devamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Dear devotees, I have chosen a divine gift. The Shri Maharaji has bestowed upon this world, especially upon those who love him. If someone were to ask, me, what is Prem Ras Madira? The first thing I would say in answer to this question is words fall short in describing its glory, its potency, its magnificence, and its supremacy. I would say more. It is a fathomless ocean of the intoxicating nectar of the infinite divine bliss and divine love of Shri Radha Krishna. I would also add that each divine composition is a path personally paved by Shri Maharaji, leading us to our ultimate destination of Radha Krishna realization. This pad is from Dainya Madhuri of Prem Ras Madira. It's a pad of humbleness. Shri Maharaji tells us that every soul has done uncountable sins and uncountable good deeds in the past uncountable lifetimes. But the effect of the sinfulness on the mind is deeper and stronger in general as compared to the good deeds. This situation creates a negativity and a vanity and crushes the feelings of humbleness. One formula we must know, that any kind of vanity and egoism takes us away from God. Be it pridefulness of devoutness, religious sanctity, austerities, or any other practice for that matter. It is only the vanity of our mind that resists and hesitates to fully accept the state of our sinful reality. So it has to be softened, subdued, and dissolved with the gradual feeling of humbleness, love, faith, and dedication to our beloved Shri Radha Krishna. This path of humbleness will help build our true humility, which is the basic foundation of our devotion, and develop a loving faith with a positive feeling of intimate affinity for our beloved Shri Radha Krishna. Shri Maharaji further tells us that it is our mind which has to accept Shri Krishna as ours. It is our mind that has to be surrendered. It is our mind that has to practice sadhana. Our mind alone. And the barrier that prevents us from accepting Shri Krishna as ours is pride. It is only our pride. The more pride one has, the greater trouble he is in. Shri Maharaji tells us that I have revealed these nectar-filled kirtans, the depth of which we will realize after God realization. While some of us make a sincere effort to penetrate into the depth of emotions, some of us, or the rest of us, simply mouth the words as if we are being forced to take some bitter medication. So Shri Maharaji tells us that we have to try. And what prevents us from trying is our own egoistical nature. It is our own ego. Shri Krishna describes in the Gita, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. I neither have a friend nor enemy. But Sri Krishna, God does have an enemy. And that enemy is pride. But he has a friend also, humility. He loves humility. One can enslave God with humility. But even if he has come into our heart, and there is even a trace or even a shred of pride, he will leave immediately. Immediately he will leave. Just like light and darkness cannot exist in the same place simultaneously. Similarly, God and pride cannot reside in the same heart. Ishwarasya bhiman dvashitva dainya priyatvacha narad bhakti darshan. God has an aversion to pride, and he loves humility. So, no matter how great a personality may be, God grants no concession in this regard. Once Arjun developed pride that he was someone special. He started to think that Sri Krishna cleans and washes my horses and tends to them while I take rest. He drives my chariot and he gives me so much respect. He has even given me his sister in marriage, making me his brother-in-law. Arjun had a great reputation of being the wielder of the famous Gandiv bow. And in addition, because he had received so much affection and so much affinity and respect from Sri Krishna, he became proud. So Sri Krishna said, he has developed a disease unnecessarily. It requires surgery. If not directly, in a roundabout way. So once Sri Krishna and Arjun were passing through a forest, there they chanced upon a man who was holding a sword in one hand and eating dry leaves from the other. So Arjun remarked and he said, "Look at this crazy man, he's eating dry leaves." So Sri Krishna said, "He must be a drunkard." So Arjun became curious and went up to the man and he asked him, "Why are you eating dry leaves?" So the man said, "What I eat is of no concern to you. Why are you disturbing me? Leave me alone." So Arjun said, "But I mean well. There are so many green leaves on this tree. Why are you eating the dry ones?" So the man said, "Stop prattling unnecessarily. Why should I pick the leaves of a living tree to fill my petty stomach? How would you feel if someone pulled hair from your head and ate it?" So Arjun thought that these cannot be the words of a drunkard, because even a crackpot sometimes speaks words of wisdom. So Arjun asked him, "Why are you holding a sword? What is all that about?" So the man said, "Don't waste my time. I am busy with work. Please don't disturb me." But Arjun, he persisted. He persisted. And he said, "But you have to tell me. The sword you're holding in your hand, in your left hand, tells me you are not a recluse. I cannot understand the mystery behind your actions. holding sword in one hand and eating dry leaves with the other. Please explain to me. So the man asked him, who are you? So Arjun said, I am a great archer. I'm very brave and I'm very strong. So the man said, all right, I want to kill 3 people. Arjun said, I can kill millions in a second. Tell me, who are they? So the man said, one is Bhrigu, sage Bhrigu, a Brahman. So when Arjun heard, he was startled. And he thought, this man wants to kill Bhrigu, a sage and a great sage and a Brahman. So Arjun asked him, so what has Bhrigu done to displease you? So the man said, my beloved Shri Krishna was laying down, and without any reason, Bhrigu went up to him and kicked him in the chest. So Arjun said that I won't be able to do this favor to you, I'm afraid, because I am a kshatriya, I'm a warrior, and Bhrigu is a Brahman, so I cannot kill a Brahman. So the man said, then why did you boast of your valor and, tell me that you can do just about anything? What was all that about? Anyhow, can you kill the second person, second enemy? So Arjun asked, well, who is it? And the man said, it's Draupadi. Draupadi. She fed the remnants of her food and that of her husband's to my beloved. So when Arjun heard Draupadi's name, he could not possibly reveal who was Draupadi to him. So he stammered an excuse. And he said, it would be inappropriate for me, a valiant warrior, to kill a woman. I will be defamed in history. People will say that, look at this valiant warrior. He couldn't find anyone, and he's attacking a woman. So I cannot use my arrow on a woman. So the man said, all right, how about the third person? So Arjun asked, is that enemy a Brahman or a woman? And he said, neither. So he asked, well, who is it? And he said, it's Arjun. He said, it's Arjun. So Arjun, when he heard this, he was shocked. He was shocked. And he thought that if I reveal to him who I am, he will finish me off. This man wants to use me to kill myself. He wants to use me to kill myself. He's an extraordinary personality. Who knows what powers he has? And ascetics and sages should never be undermined. So Arjun gathered the courage to ask him, well, so what has Arjun done to displease you? So the man said that he makes my beloved drive his chariot and makes him do menial work for him, and I am extremely angry with him. I am really mad at him. So Arjun figured that he should make a move. He should leave. Because if the man inquired any further, or if he continued his dialogue and conversation with him, it's possible that, he might find out that he is Arjun, and he would be the first one to be killed because sage Bhrigu and Draupadi were not around. They were not around. And he also, Arjun thought that Shri Krishna, who was sitting there at a distance, could reveal his identity to this man with just a gesture. Because from experience, Arjuna knew that Sri Krishna is unpredictably playful. Perhaps this was one of his games. So he ran to Sri Krishna and he said, "We ought to leave immediately. I think we have traveled a little too far." So Sri Krishna asked, "But what happened?" And he said, "I will tell you, but let's leave for now." So the point is that Sri Krishna does not tolerate anyone's pride. No one's pride, no matter how near and dear anyone may be to him. Even his loved ones, he does not spare. Just like a woman, if a woman or a mother has a child who has an abscess, then obviously she would take the child to get treated. But if the neighbor's child has an abscess, she's not concerned in the least. At the most, she will give advice. But if that neighbor does not heed the advice, then she doesn't even care. She does not care. So Sri Krishna cares about those who are in the process of surrendering to him. And so he devises ways to remove our deficiencies. Our deficiencies. So humility is a virtue that is most adored, loved by Sri Krishna. And on the other hand, he has an aversion to ego and pride and vanity. So let us begin this pad. Bhale, Bure, Hum Tere, Prabhu ji. Bhale, Bure, Hum Tere, Bhale Bure Hum Tere Prabhu Ji. This line has also been depicted in a couple of kirtans. I'm sure more, but I know two. Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Bhala hu bura hu jo hu tera hi hu Radhe Bhala hu bura hu jo hu tera hi hu Radhe 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 भले हैं बुरे हैं तेरे 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 भले हैं बुरे हैं तेरे 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 तेरे. So the literal meaning of this line is, my beloved Lord, whether I am good or bad, I am yours. Good or bad, whatever I am yours. I belong to you. Let us try to reflect on the knowledge that is imbued within this line. We have heard innumerable times through Shri Maharaj's divine teachings, his pravachans. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoh. Our mind is the governor, the doer of every action. Our mind alone is the cause of bondage and liberation from this world. Panchadashi, this verse is from. Chetah khalvasya bandhaya muktaye chatmano matam. Our mind is the cause of bondage and liberation. So says the Bhagavatam. Sa yatha kamo bhavati tat katur bhavati. Yat katur bhavati yat karma kurute tat karma kurute tadabhi sampadyate ved. So the cause of every action, rather thinking or contemplation, is the cause of every action. When our thinking assumes the form of a decision, it turns into action. Thus, every act depends on the decision of the mind as to what it desires to do, what it desires to achieve, and what it desires to enjoy. And whatever actions we perform, eventually, that is what we become or who we become. So every individual soul is looking for divine pleasure, divine love, not material love, because every individual wants infinite love and bliss, which can only be divine. The temporal is material, and whatever is endless or infinite is divine. It is only divine. So, with a desire to achieve endless love, an individual chooses the field of his action. Chooses the field of his action, what he believes where he believes he can actually achieve it. And this belief depends on past perceptions and the knowledge that he has received from various sources. There are three eternally existing entities. Gyagyo dva vaja vishani shavaja yeka bhoktri bhogyartha yukta anantaschatma vishwarupo hyakarta trayam yada vindate brahmametat Shvetashvataropanishad. There are three eternally existing entities: Brahma, Jeev, and Maya. God, the individual soul, and Maya. So aside the soul, there are two existing entities. One is Maya, which is material. The other is God, and God is divine. So there are two dimensions, material and divine. So the belief of a person is confined to two fields of attachment: material or divine. So those people who believe that they can achieve their desired happiness through the world, they are in material consciousness. And those who believe that they can achieve their desired happiness through God and His divine abode, they are in devotional consciousness. So from a spiritual perspective, those who are trying to achieve that happiness through the world are considered bad. And those who are seeking that happiness through God are considered good. Good and bad. So this devotee says, whether I am good or bad, I am yours. I am yours. So the Vedas tell us, Chinmatram Shri Hareransham Sukshma Aksharam Avyayam Krishna Dhinamiti Prahur Jivam Jnana Gunashrayam Ved. Dhata, Mata, Pita, Maha. All the relationships of the soul are with God alone. No one can have any true relationship with the soul except for God. This proves that we belong to God. We belong to God. I was His, I am His, I will be His. Yes. This is what the Vedas tell us. And even though this sentiment is not depicted in this line of this divine pad, it is important for us to know, as Shri Maharaj has revealed and as teachings, that yes, I am yours. And since so many lifetimes we have been saying this, that I am yours, what will actually earn us the results is when we instill the sentiment that you are mine. You are mine. Tohi so mera Govind Radhe hai Swami Sakha Sutapati Nate. Kab lo rahi ho duri aho hari yadapi कलप कल्पांतर ही सो यद्यपि कल्प कल्पांतर ही सो कीनो पातक भूरी अहो हरि तदपि नाथ तदपि नाथ यह हीय प्रतीति तुम तदपि नाथ यह हीय प्रतीति तुम मेरे मेरे जीवन मूरी अहो हरि. That, oh my Lord, even though life after life after life I have committed nothing but sins, and yet, and despite this reality, in the heart of my hearts, I feel from deep within that you are the life of my life. So let's move on. Bhale Bure Hum Tere Prabhu Ji. उदर भरे पार महाल सी उदर भरे पार उदर भरे पर महाल सी उदर भरे पर महाल सोवत सांझ सवेरे प्रभु जी सोवत सांझ सवेरे प्रभु सोवत सांझ सवेरे
प्रभु जी सुवत सांझ सवेरे प्रभु जी भले बुरे हम तेरे प्रभु जी भले बुरे हम तेरे प्रभु जी।
उदर भरे पर महा आलसी सोवत सांझ सवेरे। उदर भरे भरी सोए. So this devotee is saying that all I am good for is eating and sleeping. Not to mention that I am terribly lethargic, lazy. Now, practically speaking, it is not possible for some person to be eating and sleeping all day long. Maybe there are people, I don't know, but at least from my understanding, it's an impossibility. The implication of this line is that we give so much priority and importance to material gratifications and material obligations, and not nearly enough to our spiritual well-being, to our spiritual welfare. There's a letter that God wrote to us. He wrote to us. And that letter, it depicts the inherent meaning or the underlying meaning of this line that I'd like to read to all of you. My dear, when you woke up this morning, I was standing right next to your bed. I thought you would take some time to talk with me. I was hoping you would thank me for what happened yesterday, or even for that time last week. But you just gulped the cup of chai and got ready for work and did not even bother to look at me. Still, I was optimistic. And I was hoping that you would think about me after your shower. But you got caught up in deciding what clothes you were going to wear today. Then after, when you were gobbling down your breakfast and walking around, gathering up your work from the office, even then I was anticipating getting some of your attention. But that did not happen either. Then when you hopped on your train to work, I thought you would take advantage of the free time to talk with me. Instead, after glancing through the newspaper for a few minutes, you got engrossed in playing games on your cell phone. And I just stood there. I was hoping to tell you to spend a part of your day with me so that I could tell you how simply and easily you could finish all your chores and to-dos. But you didn't even bother to talk to me. There was even that time when you were completely idle for a full 15 minutes lounging in your chair. And even then, you didn't care to talk to me. At your lunch break, when you were looking around while having lunch, I hoped you would remember me for a moment, but to no avail. There was still some time left before the day ended. I thought an opportunity would come up for us to chat. But when you got home after work, you got busy with your household chores. And then after that, you turned on the TV and you watched it for hours. Later tonight, when you were so terribly exhausted, you carried yourself into bed. You finally carried yourself into bed and you said goodnight to your wife and your children and tucked yourself under the sheet and fell asleep. I was so eager and enthusiastic about spending part of the day with you, listening to you, talking to you, so that I could help you understand, shed some light on your path, and help you understand why you have come into this world and how wrapped up you have become in frivolous, worldly things. But you did not care. And I had to painfully restrain my temptation to speak with you. I love you so much. Every passing day, I earnestly long to hear you thank me for your joyful moments. But you only come to me in times of need. You bring a long list of demands, and then you're gone in a flash. It's amusing. It's quite amusing. Yes. You don't even care enough to look at me because your mind is so intoxicated with worldly people. And I, on the other hand, just keep waiting for you. Oh, well, I guess it's okay. It's possible that you will think of me one day. I have faith and confidence in you. After all, trust and faith are my other names. Yours always, God.
Bhale, Bure, Hum Tere, Prabhu ji. क्रोध अरु ममता तृष्णा काम क्रोध अरु ममता तृष्णा रहत सदा नित घेरे नित घेरे प्रभु जी रहत सदा नित घेरे प्रभु जी रहत सदा नित घेरे प्रभु जी रहत सदा नित घेरे प्रभु जी भले बुरे हम तेरे 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 प्रभु जी
There are two kinds of worlds. One is the internal world, and the other is the external world. The internal world is that which resides in the heart of each and every individual as a result of past sanskars in the form of the desires for the objects of the outer physical world. So, the internal world is the world, the inner subtle world of our emotions. And then there is the external world. The external world is that which refers to the external form of the desired objects of the inner world. So the outer physical world, which we perceive, and then there is an internal world, which is our own creation. And this world is deeper and stronger, and it is afflicted with many defilements, ailments. And there are three main ones. काम क्रोध मद लोभ सब नाथ नरक के पंथ सब परिहरि रघुबीर ही भजहु भजहि जेहि संत Ramayana. Trividham narakasyedam dvaram nashanamaatmanah kamah krodhastatha lobhastasmadetattrayam tyajet. Gita. Kam esh क्रोध एष रजो गुण समुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येन मिह वैरिणम्. गीता. विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति. Gita. So there are three. And out of these three, the three are desires, anger, and greed. And out of these three, one is the most dangerous, the most threatening. So which one is that? Yada sarve pramuchyante kama yesya hridishitaha atha martya mrito bhava tyatra brahma samashnute. So desires out of the three is most dangerous. So if a person can eliminate desires, then he can attain to perfection. That such a person can become perfect, attain perfection. He can become a perfect being. And so such a person need no longer think about knowledge or do any kind of devotional practice. And for this reason, when Prahlad was granted a boon, he asked for something very special. Yadi rasisha me kaman varanstvam varadarshapha kamanam hridya sanroham bhavatastu vrine varam. So Prahlad asked Lord Hiranyarsingh that please destroy the seed of desire from within me forever. Make me desireless. I do not wish to desire anything. So why are desires so dangerous? So the answer is given in the Bhagavatam. Indriyani manah prana atma dharmo dhritir matihi hrihi Shri Stejah Shri Steja Smritihi Satyam Yasya Nashyanti Janmana. That the growth of desires in a man destroys the noble faculties of any individual. So the strength of his senses, his mind, his vital breath, and that of his body. He loses the sense of righteousness, determination, understanding, good fortune, modesty, prowess, adherence to truth. Yes, this is what happens. So, there are 5 desires related to our 5 physical senses. And what are they? Sight, smell, sound, taste, and touch. And how powerful are these? So our scriptures tell us, Kurang matang patang bringa meena hatah pancha bhirev pancha ekah pramadi sakathan hanyate yah sevate pancha bhirev pancha. The desire for music leads a deer to its death. A honeybee falls prey to its desire for sweet fragrance. A fish dies because of its desire for taste. A moth falls victim to flame. And an elephant gets trapped because of his desire to roll in the cool mud. Now, these creatures meet their end trying or attempting to satisfy only one desire. Then what to say of us humans who are tormented by all 5 desires of sight, smell, sound, taste, and touch, and each one demanding to be fulfilled. Each one is harassing us to be fulfilled. So desire is most dangerous, and yet some people claim that anger is even more dangerous, because out of anger, people can be driven. Anger can drive anyone to commit the vilest, the gravest crime imaginable. And yet, others claim that greed is even more dangerous. So then why do the scriptures emphasize that desire is extremely dangerous? Why? Vimunchati yada kaman manavo manasi sthitan tarhyeva pundirikaksh bhagvatvaya kalpate. Bhagavatam. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatam atmanyevatmana tushtaha sthita pragyastadochyate. Gita. So these scriptures tell us, renounce desires and worship God. But then, what about anger and greed? How do they manifest? Well, anger and greed are born of desires. The mother of anger and greed is desire. Yes. There was once upon a time, a king who, despite his luxurious lifestyle, was neither happy nor content. So one day he came upon a servant who was singing away while he worked. Singing away while he worked. So this fascinated the king. So he asked him, "Why are you so happy?" So the servant said, "Your Majesty, I am nothing but a servant. Nothing but a servant. But my family and I don't need much. Just a roof over our head and some warm food to fill our bellies." So this reply from the servant did not satisfy the king. So later in the day, he sought the advice of his most trusted advisor. So after listening to the king's woes and the servant's stories, the advisor said, "Your Majesty, I believe that this servant has not been made part of the 99 Club." So the king said, "The Club 99, what exactly is that?" So the advisor said, "My lord, your Majesty, to know what the Club 99 is, place 99 gold coins in a bag and leave it at his door front." So when the servant saw the bag, he took it into the house. And as soon as he opened it, he let out a great shout of joy. "Oh, so many gold coins. So he began to count them. And after several counts, he was finally convinced that there were 99 coins in the bag. So he began to wonder what might have happened to the last coin. Because there's no way that anyone will only put 99 coins in the bag. So he looked everywhere, but that last coin was elusive. So the servant figured that now he's going to have to work harder than ever to earn that last gold coin in order to complete his collection. So since that day, the servant's life completely changed. He was overworked, horribly grumpy, and he cascaded his family for not helping him earn that last 100th gold coin. So witnessing this drastic transformation, the king was puzzled. So he called upon his advisor again and asked him. So the advisor said, "Your Majesty, the servant has now officially become part of the Club 99. And he continued, "So the Club 99 is a name given to those people who have enough to be happy, but they are never content. Because they are always yearning and striving for that last one, telling to themselves that let me just get this one last thing and I will be happy for life. I will be happy for life." The lesson here is we can be happy with whatever little we have. But the moment we are given something bigger and better, we want more. And what happens as a result of that? We lose our sleep. We lose our happiness. And not only that, we hurt the people around us, all as a price for our growing needs and desires. So this devotee is saying that, oh, my beloved Shri Krishna, that my mind is always crowded and overtaken by all of these mayic defilements. So all of these mayic defilements, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, madamatsarya, all of these are the root of all of these defilements is desire.
Bhale Bure Hum Tere Prabhu Ji. Maya Vash Sab Janam Gama Maya Vash Sab Janam Gamayo Janam Gamayo Janam Gamayo Bhatak Phire Bahu Tere Prabhu ji 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 Bhale Bure Hum 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 Tere Prabhu ji
There are innumerable living beings in this world, and each living being, each human being, each human living being, excuse my command of English. So each living being. Oh, okay. Let me try again. Each living being has many aims. And not only that, our aims are many, and yet they contradict each other. They're ever changing. In one moment, we desire company. In the next moment, we desire solitude. Ever changing, varying, there are differences. And despite these differences and variations, each and every individual is single-handedly aspiring for, striving for happiness. Happiness is the single motive behind each and every action of each and every individual. But some philosophers come along and claim that happiness is not our only aim because we also desire immortality. We all wish to live forever and nobody wishes to die. And yet, other philosophers claim that happiness and immortality are two aims, but there is a third aim as well, and that is knowledge. All of us wish to gather knowledge, and we do that discreetly. We observe each other and we gather knowledge. So knowledge is another aim. And yet, some philosophers claim that freedom is another one. We all wish to live freely. We do not wish to be subjected to anyone controlling us. We do not wish to be under anyone's control. Freedom. And yet, some philosophers say that there's another aim, and that is the aim. We all desire power. We all wish to govern and rule over others. So, happiness, immortality, knowledge, freedom, and power. But the last four are included in the aim of happiness. So why do we want to become immortal? Because we wish to be happy. Why do we wish for a desire for knowledge? Because we want to be happy. And why do we why do we wish to be free and live a life of freedom, a free life, a life of freedom? Why? Because we wish to be happy. And why do we desire power? Because we wish to be happy. So the universal aim is one only, and that is happiness. Now, what is happiness? What is happiness? Every New Year, anniversary, birthday, we express our joy for the person concerned or the occasion celebrated. We say, oh, Happy New Year, happy anniversary, happy birthday. But has anyone ever stopped to consider what happiness is? We feel overjoyed and express. We praise the person or the occasion to all and sundry. Yes, but has anyone ever wondered what happened, how it happens to that happiness after a day, after a week, after a month, after a year? It depletes with the passage of time. Newlyweds standing at the altar in front of friends and family, they pledge their undivided loyalty to one another. But what is the reality? Within a blink of an eye, tension begins developing. It later becomes friction that can even lead to divorce, and in some cases even death. So where does that love go? A mother yearns for her only child to return home from school, and she experiences great joy when he runs and jumps into her arms. With closed eyes, she hugs her tender, loving child. But what happens when the moment she puts him down? Wanting to stay in the mother's lap, the child begins to create a scene. He tugs at her dress, stomps his feet, and finally rolls on the ground like little ones do, screaming. Now, the same child who only moments ago was a source of joy for the mother is now a source of displeasure. Rasgulla is a sweet that most of us love. We like to eat it. We eat the first rasgulla, tastes great. Second one, great, but not as much as the first one. And if we eat the 10th one, we know what will happen. Yes. Moreover, one object may be a source of happiness for one person and a source of displeasure for another. Just like non-vegetarians, they love to eat non-vegetarian food, which is which a vegetarian person feels repelled just by the mere sight or the smell of that. Similarly, whiskey is enjoyed by an alcoholic, but a teetotaler feels repulsed by the smell. So, the point here is that if we reflect on our life, honestly reflect in solitude on our own experience in this life, time and again, we will find that the experience of happiness that we just had is gone. And we're searching for it over again. That elusive happiness that we had sought, it did not stay. It vanished. It disappeared. That is what we experience. So Shri Maharaji tells us that we have been running in the wrong direction. We have conducted our search in the place where it does not exist. That is the reality. We have been looking in the place where it does not exist. We are looking for ever-increasing, unending pleasure, infinite, that can never be overcome by pain, suffering, misery, sickness. That is what we're searching for. But ignorantly, we're searching for it in the world where it does not exist. So in our chase for happiness, what we're doing is that we consistently display a major flaw in our personality by constantly engaging in activities in a vain attempt to impress others. A pure disaster for spiritual growth. We spend so much time and energy on the useless endeavor to remain good in the eyes of others, which is virtually impossible. We spend so much time and effort and energy trying to remain good. That famous story of Lord Shiva, Lord Shankar, and his eternal consort Parvati ji. Once they set out on a tour of the world with their mount, Nandi, the bull. So, Lord Shankar told Parvati ji that, Parvati, you sit on the bull and ride on the bull during this journey. So she obeyed and she mounted the bull. The village folk and strangers, they met them and they bitterly criticized them. What a selfish woman. She is riding comfortably on it. She's young and healthy, riding comfortably on it and forcing the poor man to walk on foot. So Lord Shankar, he changed his mind. And he said, Parvati, people are mocking you. It is wise that I sit. So when they went further along, they met more people with sharper comments, sharper remarks. What a mean bully. He is fat and robust and evil too. He is riding this bull, enjoying the ride, and forcing this poor, tender lady to walk on foot. So, all right, what's next? So they both mounted the bull. At least this would ward off the criticisms. But they were gravely mistaken, and no sooner had they reached the next village, people sneered and jeered. And they said, look at this nasty couple. this nasty couple, they're so merciless. They're riding this poor animal. They're going to kill this poor creature. So then they dismounted from the bull and they let it walk freely. And they accompanied the bull on either side. So when they went further, they met new people with new comments, new bitter comments. And they said, look at these two. They brought the vehicle, their mount, to ride on it, and neither one of them, how foolish, neither one of them is riding on it. In the end, they decided to carry Nandi on their shoulder. And they were considered completely insane. Completely insane. So, no matter what you do, it is impossible to please people. And yet, instead of, as Shri Maharaj tells us, instead of becoming good, we only care about being called good. Called good. And so, this kind of practice, it results in a lifelong hypocrisy. Lifelong hypocrisy. Yes. And we're always concerned with acting, pretending, etiquette. And what happens? We drain our mental, physical energy in trying. And what we're so intelligent, as Shri Maharaj tells us, we are relentless. We are relentless. We don't stop because we're so eager, we're so desperate for attention. For attention. So Shri Maharaj says we have to endeavor, make an effort to become good, not simply to be called good. We have to. So this devotee is saying that in pursuit of entertaining the world for the sake of experiencing happiness, I wasted my precious time, my precious human life in pursuit of the world. Oh, Shri Krishna. So 2 lines are remaining. I will continue with the explanation tomorrow. I will leave you with these thoughts. Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki, Srimad Yugal Sarkar ki, Pyari Pyari Amma ki, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri